What a shambles. Alright, hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Grip Auto. What a shambles. On my way this morning to Albert Park, where as of last night, no announcement was being made for the race, or the event, in fact, to be cancelled. So everyone was on their toes, a bit of anticipation as to whether or not it would happen due to the fact that the McLaren Formula 1 team had pulled out last night due to one of their team members testing positive for the coronavirus. So they did have a meeting apparently with all the government bodies and whoever else is involved in all that to make these decisions. So apparently they had a 2-hour meeting last night. I was up till about midnight, 1 a.m, keeping up to date with what was happening. No announcements were made. As far as we were all aware, the event was still going ahead. Nothing else was mentioned as to whether other teams were pulling out or what was going to happen in regards to anything else. So everyone's decided, okay, come the morning, we'll head into the track. Myself, as per many others, were doing that. Now, at 8:45 a.m. this morning is when the gates open for Friday, which is Friday day one of practice. Now, 8:45 a.m, there was no announcement still made. We had people queuing up at all of the gates, and this is hundreds and hundreds, possibly thousands of people that are queuing up, congregated in a tight proximity with one another, and not being allowed into the event. The gates were kept shut. No one was allowed in. And no announcements were being made. No one knew what was going on. So all these people are still stuck there. And even as we speak now, people are still stuck there. So I was on my way out the door when we happened to have on the news, on TV, the Premier of Victoria come on to do a breaking news announcement that he had put in place that nobody would be allowed to enter the event publicly. That the event will either be cancelled, or if it does go ahead, that it will be in private, so just the teams themselves and the authorities that run the race, but no public entry would be allowed. So it's quite ridiculous. That was at about, I think it was about 9 or 10 past 9 in the morning. So you've already got all these people queued up. Surely they would have known that this announcement was coming, or surely somebody could have. It just is badly handled all around. It's just really badly handled. Basically, there's no other words for it. So it's ridiculous. The fact that we're now having all these people, and there's people who are traveling from overseas, from interstate, they're flying in this morning, obviously waiting last minute to see if anything was going to be cancelled, and as far as everyone was aware, it was still happening. So all these people now are stuck. We don't know if our tickets are going to be refunded. We don't know what's going on. As I mentioned in a previous video, the event's cancelled. It's not now officially been known that it is cancelled. They've cancelled the event. Nothing is going ahead. No races, no activities, nothing. So everything's been cancelled. Rumours have it that the drivers have already left back to Europe. So that's not confirmed, but we don't know that. It is now just on 10:30 in the morning. I'm now heading home, so I'm in the car driving back. Fortunately, I heard the news just as I was leaving the house. I was running a bit late this morning, so I was able to find out and hold off until I knew exactly what was going on. A lot of people messaging me and asking me what the hell's going on. So now we know officially it's been cancelled, and it's ridiculous because this should have happened a while ago. We had day one yesterday. In Australia, we have 4 days of the Grand Prix event, which begins on the Thursday. So it was open to the public, and there was a lot of track activity and people there that were visiting. So what happens with those people? Do they now need to be quarantined? Do they need to worry? Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous again. So heading home now. Nothing will be happening. Don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the season. Is the rest of the season even going to go ahead now? Is it worthwhile? A lot of other sports have cancelled their season. Do we wait now just for the new 2021 rules, and what does it mean for the sport in general for this season? All the obviously getting back to the reason of the cancellation and how much of a schmozzle it was, it comes down to money, really. The organisers, surely they would have been thinking, oh, we're going to lose so much money, but Oh my goodness! I mean, they're making that much money anyway over the years, and people's health on the line here. You're really going to risk something like that for for money? It's crazy. Even Lewis Hamilton made a statement there, regards to the whole money factor and the politics of the event. So again, heading home. We'll try and give you more of an update once it comes to hand. Yeah, bit of a surprise. It's all just happening now as we speak. So. Keep you posted. Hey, so we've just got back into the studio on our way home from the cancelled Australian Grand Prix. So essentially, just wanted to give you guys a quick update in case there was any changes from the our recording there in the car on the way home. Nothing really changed. No other updates. They're still reassuring people that it is cancelled. They are talking about ways of refunding tickets. So let's hope that they do refund tickets. I guess for most people, they want that to happen. A lot of people probably don't care as much, but it sounds like they are going to be refunding tickets. So to give you an idea, these are the tickets. They're useless now. I collect all my tickets from every year, every event I've been to, and I usually try and keep a little pocket that they go into. But I'm not going to get that this year. Anyway, that'll go into the collection, probably somewhere behind us in there. So along with that, we'll add the program guide. So this is the official guide to this year's race, which does not exist. I suppose this will become a bit of a collectible item also. And yeah, the 2020 Formula One Grand Prix is no longer. We did say that this is probably going to happen. Now, the unfortunate effects of this, it is cancelled, it is not postponed. So, with the cancellation of the race, especially here in Melbourne being a street circuit, it is very difficult to postpone it to a later date. Obviously, it's a street circuit, so they have to close public roads during a certain time of the year, even in the lead up to the event, as you've seen in my previous video. To get all that underway again in the future, like later on in the year for this season, is going to be extremely difficult. You've got businesses that are obviously ongoing. You've got people that live in the area. It's just a public area, so trying to get permits, the cost involved to do all that, I think it will be extremely difficult for them to try and get everything underway again, to get all the people back here. The logistics, we're on the other side of the world for most of these teams as well, trying to even get here. I just think it's not going to happen. I can see that we're not going to have an Australian Grand Prix later on in the year. We may not have a 2020 Formula One season. I was hoping to actually get a chance to see the cars in at least free practice one, so I'd get a chance to have witness the only time these cars would be on track for this year. Not going to happen. So again, I'll be surprised if we do have a season, considering the amount of other sports that have been cancelled for the entire season. It's health is obviously priority. So being that these teams work so close together so often, the fact that it could spread, obviously McLaren, one of their team members tested positive, so the chances of that spreading is quite high, especially when you're traveling so much and you're interacting with so many people. It's just such a high risk thing. In this particular sport, it's just an international tour, so I really don't see how it's going to get any better in the short term and how it's going to be viable to continue on. It's probably not going to be fair as well on the teams and the drivers to have an interrupted season. The point systems, it's just not going to be a fair championship either. So I don't see it going ahead, plain and simple. Bring on 2021. 2021 is where all the big rule changes will be happening. So completely new rule book, completely new design of cars. Interesting thing here is the drivers' contracts. A lot of them ends this year. So what's going to happen there? How is this going to impact their decision on where they will sign for next year? They usually would use a performance bracket as to how their teams and how the cars are performing to make a decision. that's not going to be there. Are decisions already being made? Will we see that happen sooner than what we normally anticipate? That's going to be exciting. We've got drivers like Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, all their contracts finishing at the end of this year. The end of this season, which is now the end of the season. Is it now? Will we see this as the new news to be to be updated? So, are we going to see contracts being signed very early? Are we going to see the cars, potentially everyone focusing on the 2021 cars and rules a lot sooner? So, are we gonna see a glimpse of these cars earlier? Will they possibly start the 2021 season this year? For example, similar to how the Le Mans system works, where they do a year that overlaps into the following, the season that overlaps into the following year. That could be interesting. So things to think of. Another thing that they may consider: hey, we've got esports. There's the Formula One esports and other championships. Let's get everyone involved into that. Let's promote that. Let's broadcast that. Why not? We've got all these people now that are in the paddocks and work in the environment of the Formula One that are going to have nothing to do essentially. So let's promote this. This is an opportunity here to get the esports up and running and well, not up and running, but boost it, to the viewers, to the community. Let's take a look at it. I mean, I'm proudly sponsor and support the local championship with some online racing here, and it's great. I love it. It's exciting. It may be the way of the future in the short term for being isolated. I mean, these guys and girls are racing from the comfort of their own home in most cases. So I think that's a great opportunity, and I think that's what the FIA needs to consider and think about. More questions and answers at the moment. So let's stay tuned, and hopefully we will have some more updates soon. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring you any action from the track. Yeah, so probably see you next year for the Grand Prix. And until then, please like, subscribe, share this video, tell all your friends, do whatever you got to do, but help us build the channel. We will see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. See ya.